The second story on In Your Interest is trying to track a massive crisis that's brewing off the pitch at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. A tournament that is supposed to celebrate global unity is instead being deeply divided by strict border policies. Fans, journalists, and even high-profile players are finding out that a World Cup ticket does not guarantee entry into the United States. Right now, ticket-holding fans from 11 qualified nations are facing US visa rejection rates of over 40%. For thousands of people, this means their dream trip has turned into a financial nightmare, risking thousands of dollars in lost flights and expensive hotels and accommodations, and of course, match tickets. Over 120 civil groups have already issued urgent travel warnings, advising fans about the reality of these border restrictions. And the crisis is hitting the teams themselves. The Iranian national team has been at the center of this logistical chaos. Their support staff, including team head Mehdi Taj, were completely denied visas. Even star striker Ayman Hussain faced a grueling 7-hour detention at the airport. Because of these intense restrictions, Iran was forced to abandon its planned training base in Arizona, moving the entire operation across the border to Tijuana in Mexico. And furthermore, the pressure has gone down to the wire, with some players receiving their entry visas just 72 hours before the actual kickoff. It's not just the teams either. FIFA referee Omar Artan was denied entry altogether. FIFA confirmed that match official Omar Abdul Qadir Artan, the first Somali national ever selected to officiate at a World Cup, will now be unable to train or officiate at the tournament after he was denied entry into the United States. And the International Sports Press Association reports widespread visa rejections for journalists as well. Even those who do get in are often restricted by single entry visas, which could severely disrupt how the media covers matches across these different host countries, Canada, Mexico, United States. And the World Cup is supposed to unite the world, isn't it? This one seems to be dividing it right at the border. America's immigration policies have collided head-on with football's biggest tournament. Fans from dozens of the nations are navigating visa rejections, enhanced screening, and travel bans that existed long before the first whistle even blew off. And the fast-tracking access that a World Cup host is expected to provide has not materialized for large parts of the world. Global politics were always going to be present at this tournament. We all know that. But few expected them to show up this early, this visibly, and this personally for so many people. And FIFA, the body that chose America as the host and promised the world a grand welcome, has now its hands tied. Immigration is a sovereign decision. The host government decides who enters, who doesn't. FIFA can lobby, it can appeal, but it cannot override a visa denial. And the world's most powerful football body is watching this unfold with very little that it can actually do about it. The beautiful game is being played this summer in a country that is not letting everyone in to even watch it. The big questions that football fans across the world must get answers to. Since FIFA knew the strict nature of the United States immigration laws, why weren't legally binding fast-track agreements secured for ticket holders and teams during the bidding process? And when key players receive visas only 72 hours before they're supposed to take on the pitch, or support staff, equally important for the players, are denied entry entirely, is the competitive integrity of the tournament compromised for certain nations? Does this set a dangerous precedent now for future international sporting events, signaling that global tournaments can only run smoothly in countries with open-door border policies? Mind you, the Olympics on the US cards up next. With us on the broadcast, Ranjit Bajaj, owner and coach, somebody who's considered the backbone when it comes to Minerva Academy FC and Delhi FC. Many thanks, Ranjit, for taking out the time and speaking to us here. You see, the slogan of football, and I think you feel it in your bones as well, is that it brings people together. And we're seeing a completely different picture play out in the United States. Looking at the controversies surrounding the FIFA World Cup, the visas, the fans, the officials, is this World Cup really bringing people together, or is it reminding the fans yet again that United States might be the ATM when it comes to football, but it doesn't really have the cultural respect that football actually deserves on the global stage?
First of all, thank you so much for having me on News 9. I totally agree with you. See, it's known as the beautiful game.
Yeah.
And now it's looking ugly. Because the way you were mentioning a lot of the other things, let me also add to that.
Yeah.
The way the Senegal and the Ivory Coast team was welcomed into their country was that they were made to stay on the tarmac, and they were made to stay on the tarmac and searched like illegal immigrants or maybe even
Yeah,
drug
you're
dealers or
absolutely right.
smugglers.
Yeah.
And do you know the way they were sent off from their country? They were given a royal dinner on the pitch. I've seen those videos. They were given those water jet salutes by their own country because they are the pride of their country. Okay,
Absolutely.
and they are supposed to be welcomed into this
And
country
look at
with
this,
open
Ranjit. The
arms because
Ivory
that's
Coast
what.
team even defeated France in one of those friendlies. I mean, it's a great moment for this new Ivory Coast team.
Yes, Iraq drew with Spain. Iraq
Yeah.
drew, even in spite and despite of all the problems, they drew with Spain.
Yeah.
So we are looking at tomorrow. I mean, I can say that I'll make India win the World Cup. You give me the visa control. I'll make sure all the best players don't come in. Okay. So this is totally the integrity of the tournament because see, it's not about one player. It's an 11 member game. You take out the best striker from England's team, Harry Kane. What are they without him? You take out Lamine Yamal from Spain. You take out, like you took out Iraq striker. You made sure the team is nothing what it's supposed to be. So you are destroying not only one visa, you're destroying the dreams of that nation. That nation is watching the tournament with such dreams. People cry. People actually go and this game is so addictive that people go and kill themselves. Every single time I've heard of some nations going out and people forget about themselves. I've heard that, in 1994 World Cup, let's talk about that. Colombia versus US. Colombia lost, and one of their defenders went back and he was shot dead in a bar because they lost. So I mean, this game really affects. And after that, you have these kind of problems where you call the entire world, either
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
host it.
yeah.
If you're hosting it, then you welcome every person with open arms because in a sporting event, now, like you said very rightly, mentioned Olympics, there are even going to be people from all the countries which Mr. Trump has banned.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say that when FIFA is not saying anything, when some evil is standing up and doing something and you're sitting quietly, you are as evil as them. FIFA is as evil because they were giving peace prizes to Trump before that, which he did not deserve. Obviously, if you can look at the world currently,
Yeah.
the last person who deserves a peace prize is Trump. They gave him a peace prize. They sucked after him in every
What
way
kind of
possible.
compromises are we really looking at here, Ranjit? I mean, you've raised some credible points, and you spoke about the beautiful game, welcoming people. On that note, let me take a quick second to welcome Mr. Shabbir Ali, former captain of the Indian football team, somebody who's managed it as well. It's an honor, Mr. Ali, and many thanks for coming to us, at such a short notice. Ranjit, but coming back to your follow-up question, Mr. Ali, I'm going to come to you in just a quick second. Ranjit, you see, America is telling its own team, and you've got some major players over there as well. You've got Christian Pulisic, you've got McKenzie, you've got an entire team, Aaron's, that's doing really well in the Premier League. You're telling this young team that, this is a golden opportunity for yourself. God knows when the FIFA World Cup is going to return to the United States. And President Donald Trump is being hailed as the soccer president. But it seems like it's losing its credibility right at the outset, even before the first kickoff has actually taken place.
That's very true. And I think FIFA lost its credibility last time when Qatar got the World Cup because that was so unfair. And now you have to see what they've done. They've given it to Mexico and Canada for a reason, and they're now going to shift it back. They've given it to 3 different continents, and they're now going to shift it back again to Saudi Arabia in 2034. The only way they could have done that because every 4 years the continent needs to change. So FIFA is being run by money. And that's why the US has such immense power over FIFA. Otherwise, trust me, if it would have been some any other country, they would have come out with some thing like when South Africa hosted the World Cup and the preparations were not notch on. The kind of things which FIFA came out and said against them was, even before the tournament started, was flabbergasting. And South Africa, by the way, had a great World Cup. With the kind of things they're talking about, the kind of the things they're using is against some people is human right abuses. I mean, from a country like US, that's very rich because what's happening in the US currently, I can't breathe. Their own citizens can't breathe. You've got black people being killed every single day because of racism. You've got racist attacks happening every day. And you've got the white...
Look at Cuba, look at
white
Venezuela. You've got all of these South American, Latin countries as well that, and how they breathe and, live football on an everyday basis.
Yes.
For them to not
life.
being able to come and fill up those stadiums is going to be a huge problem. Let me bring in Mr. Shabbir Ali. Shabbir Saab, how do you look at this? You see, we now have the extraordinary case of the Somali referee, Omar Artan. He's gone back. He says it's unfortunate, and he's taken it head on as well. I saw that, he looked like a dignified FIFA official when he went back. There was no disrespect, and how the Somali people also welcomed him back into the country was also a beautiful sign. But him being denied entry, Iran struggling with staff visas, and then you've got the fan access, immigration issues. Do you think this is going to be the first blotch, the first dark mark on this beautiful, beautiful World Cup?
Looks like always the problem with the United States. We went in 94, the government of West Bengal sent us a lot of formalities. We also have to do it. So as the case is going on since long, but now it is too much. Really, most of them, they are struggling and they are not getting visa and all. Apart from that, it is in the three countries. So it's very difficult for the football lovers to witness the matches.
You're absolutely right. But you see, I visited the previous World Cup, which was hosted by Qatar. And of course, there was a lot of controversy. There was a lot of controversy when Brazil hosted the World Cup as well. When it comes to money, there are always some stories that are doing the rounds. Sports washing was a big main word that was, being thrown across everything. Ranjit, I remember speaking to you 4 years back as well. We've completed a cycle. We're back here again because in Qatar, everything was very smoothly streamlined as well. I know it's not as huge as these three countries, but there were matches that were taking place in each end of the country. There were trains that were traveling everywhere. So, Shabir Saab, do you think this smooth streamlining, this is going to be a main problem here? Ranjit, I'm going to come to you. Let me get a viewpoint from Mr. Ali.
Yeah, this will be a problem for the supporters. Hope this will come out successfully like how it was in 94. Qatar was excellent. A small country, what they have done, they showed even in the two countries before that, South Korea and Japan, they have done very well. Even Korea reached the semi-final. So this, from the beginning, some problem or the other started with the Iran visa problem. This, I think, they have come now. Then with other countries also, this is the problem. So really is a tough. I don't know how they are going to solve it. If it is end well, because this is the biggest event
You're absolutely
of
right.
the sport in the world. So if they conduct nicely, it will be very good for all of us.
It seems like it's a shaky start. Ranjit, you see, we know for a fact, you said that, you've got the soccer president, quote unquote, inside the White House. And when it comes to global tariffs, when it comes to the global wars, we've already seen how he's shaken up the entire global order. FIFA, let's throw some light on the governing body itself. Why does FIFA seem to have its own hands tied? FIFA usually demands guarantees from host nations regarding access for teams. There was a separate visa card when it came to Qatar. You did not have to apply for a visa. There was just one single card and you had absolute, multiple entry exit from that nation. So regarding access for teams, for access for officials, access for supporters, has FIFA effectively surrendered to the American domestic politics and the immigration rules?
See, the moment the World Cup went to USA, you should understand that it's never going to be the biggest sport there. It's the biggest sport in 155 countries. 155 countries. And US is not, India is not one of them, and US is still certainly not one of them. So when US is not one of them, trust me, if it's come to India, India would have stopped for the World Cup. Everything would have been about the World Cup.
Absolutely.
Because we know how to host people.
Give us a chance and we'll show you how it's done.
Yeah.
Just like the space rockets, just like the movies, we'll show you how it's done.
We live and die by that.
Yeah.
So when you go to the US and you expect them to do it, I think expecting too much, because I would have already seen this coming, especially with the Iran problem coming, and with Trump being the president right now and the kind of policies he has. So even the people who've been living there for 30 to 40 years and serving the US government, probably for even working for ICE, Indians working for ICE have been deported. We saw that story with the lady being deported. And so if he's not even leaving his own citizens or ones who deserve to be there, trust me, he has no respect or any empathy for any of us. So this should have been taken by FIFA beforehand. You're right. I think Qatar did a fantastic job, no matter what everybody else says about, yes, human rights, this and that. But coming to the tournament, they made sure it's the most important thing in that time period in that country. Whereas this is not even in the top 10 list of the US policies. Now, when that happens, when you're not there, then you are treated like criminals on the tarmac like the Senegal team was. Because it's shameful to see. See, these guys are not just footballers, they are superstars. They are guys who we idolize and who we have posters up in our room.
Yeah.
And he may be playing for Egypt, but Mohamed Salah is the king. Okay, so it's just because he doesn't have white skin doesn't mean that he's not equal to you or
That's a great
even
point.
better than you. Yeah.
That's
So the way
that's a great
they've
point. You
been,
see, football is often described as that
I think it's
democratic
a mirror.
sport, and it's highlighted as that democratic sport. FIFA's lost its credibility completely here. Needless to say, America seems to have the stadiums, it has the money, it has the infrastructure, but it seems like it doesn't really understand the true culture of football. Shabir Saab, your viewpoint.
Yeah, that is the problem. It is not that much now because when I went in 94, hardly the football was there. But now soccer, football, whatever you can say, it is there.
No, it's
They
football,
must have
Shabir Saab.
learned
I'm
by
going to
that.
take a hard
Football.
line here. It's
Football.
not soccer at all,
Football.
it's football. Let's stick to that.
Okay. So it was not there that much, but now top players are playing good league, MLS and others. So they have to learn. I don't know why they have not done so far. And the way they treating the players and others, it is really very shameful. It is very bad. They should not have done such things.
Yeah. You see, Ranjit, the NBA Finals is also going on. And of course, in Times Square, the new Nike advertisement ripped the script. It's playing on loop on a big mega screen. Behind that, television screens are also showing the NBA Finals. But, that's still not deflecting the attention. Even the Netherlands team made its way to the Times Square because it's a tourist landmark. Everybody has to go there. So it seems like America is trying to get its hands, it's trying to get on, it's getting greedy as well with the money that football has to offer. But I don't think it's going to be able to do that until it solves out its border issues, because you see, the biggest challenges or the biggest competitors in a FIFA World Cup is usually a match between Brazil and Argentina. But over here, it's the border restrictions.
True, very true. And I think it's basically ICE. So yeah, the immigration policy which is happening there for illegal immigrants, the football fans and the football officials are being treated as illegal immigrants. We have not come there to go and see your country or to party or to even stay there because trust me, if somebody is going to his country, from his country to represent the World Cup, they are not the ones who are going to leave. It's not a footballer who has just been born and he's in the football team. They have to understand if you are in the football team, you've had a history of playing football all your life. If somebody else just has dropped him, their own country will make a pretty huge row about it. That, oh my God, who's this guy? So those guys will not deflect or just run away from there. We are not illegal immigrants. We have to see but the whole thing comes from the top. Unless the top wants it, that means the Trump and the Vances, they give particular orders, everything happens perfectly. It happened in the Cricket World Cup. They have money in this. Football has money. Even though cricket and football have nothing to do with the top 10 sports of the US or top 10 sports of the US, but they want to get into it. Why? Because the money is here. For example, Rajasthan Royals.
They've
Rajasthan
seen the
Royals
IPL and hence the MLC, the Major League Crickets began.
And no, they're trying to buy IPL clubs. So when the deal is not going through, we've got the owners of big billionaires there.
So one thing is for certain. One thing is for certain here, Ranjit, that the atmosphere has been damaged. But we're all excited. There are new players that want to come up onto the scene. The transfer season is going to be soon upon us. Everybody wants to make their mark. And, it's going to be the final World Cup. We're going to see a final showdown between Ronaldo and Messi. And people not talking about Kevin De Bruyne as much, but he's also, looking at, pretty much the dusk of his career. When we talk about the atmosphere that is already damaged, we're all excited as well. Do you think this is going to pick up from here now, or do you see more controversies coming to light?
I really hope not, because once the football starts, it should just be about the football. It would be such a sad thing to be talking about, coming back and talking to you about anything other than how the beautiful game has left us all spellbound. Because we wait for this for 4 years. It's not like a cricket thing which happens every year. And 3 events happening this is something which is known as the world's biggest sporting event. It's bigger than the Olympics. It draws more eyeballs. It's got the maximum revenue, and it's for a reason. Now, once the football starts, trust me, I don't think anyone is even going to start talking about this, and that's what the US is hoping, that once the football starts. And like you said, I make a prediction that if the Argentina-Brazil match, so Argentina-Portugal match happens,
Yeah.
it will draw more eyeballs
Then the final.
than the World Cup final. There will be more
100%,
eyeballs.
100%. People have been
Okay.
waiting for that. They all want Portugal
Guaranteed.
to top their group, Argentina to top
Yes.
their group. But you know what I'm thinking?
I have a dark horse.
I'm
I have
thinking-
a dark horse prediction.
Okay, which is?
Japan. I am rooting for Japan to go all
the
the way to
workhorse,
finals.
the machine behind the World Cup. They put on a good show every time. The South Korean team and the Japanese team, they're unable to reach beyond the quarterfinals, but maybe this time throws up a surprise as well. I'm trying to think. I haven't seen the fixtures list, but if United States is playing, let's say, a Gulf country, the VAR comes in, tries to start taking a side, that's going to be another major controversy that people are going to talk about as well. Shabir Saab, your prediction and your favorite team, can we get a viewpoint on that?
Very difficult. Nobody thought last World Cup Morocco will reach the semi-finals. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. Is always difficult. If two teams come, what you said and Ranjit said about Argentina and Portugal, it will be a very good for all the football lovers. They are expecting that thing. Apart from that, there are some other countries also. European countries.
Place your bet, no,
also
Shabir
good.
Saab. Place your bet. Who do you think is going to lift the trophy this time?
It's very difficult.
Pick
I
one.
want,
Pick one. Nonetheless, I'm running out of time here.
Hope the Portugal will win because they have not
So
won.
we've
or
got
maybe
another
some
CR7
new
fan in the house. Ranjit,
or
many
maybe
thanks for
some
taking out the
new
time. Shabir
countries
Saab,
because
it's always a
most-
pleasure and an honor. We were willing to talk about when will India really make their way, but this unwelcoming attitude of the United States, it has to be called out, and I think it's a great story to be done as well. The toughest opponent at this World Cup, it's not going to be Argentina, France or Brazil. It seems it's going to be the immigration counter. And what does that tell us about the tournament's preparations? Can a nation simultaneously market itself as the center of the global sport whilst making large sections of the world actually feel unwelcome? If a Somali referee can't enter, Iranian fans can't get the tickets, journalists are struggling with visas, and the supporters fear immigration scrutiny, should FIFA ever again award a World Cup to a country that cannot guarantee access to the global football community? We leave you with that question. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of In Your Interest. Many thanks for watching.
आज सम्मान निधि की ये योजना देश के छोटे किसानों के लिए